Hello and welcome to another edition of the Cataclysm Dungeons. I'm Ykoa from Apprime on EU Haomarush. This time we're taking a look into the Vortex Pinnacle normal mode dungeon. The instance itself is located just south of Uldum, floating above the water. You'll have to fly up in the skies and find the towers there. One of the towers, the instance is housed. What you're seeing here is basically the dungeon just after the start, 2 packs in or so. There's 2 kinds of mobs here. There's the small ones that will have to be AoE tanked, they can also be crowd controlled. This is an especially good idea on heroic difficulty. There's bigger ads, they can also be killed, but what you need to do is just face them with your camera. I'll do that right now, there you see. And then he feign deaths, and as soon as you turn your back, he'll pop up and begin shooting at you. So you'll actually have to face them. Have at least one player doing this all the time. Once you pull away from them, they won't follow you, they'll simply stay feign death or maybe resurrect at some point, but it shouldn't be a problem. You'll be too far away and they can't shoot at you anymore. This trash is fairly easy. If you have a warlock, you can banish it. You can also just AoE tank it, as we're doing here. It will cost your healers a fair amount of mana, but it should be pretty solvable. The instance itself took us around 28 minutes. This is the second time we're running it on normal mode. We have one level 85 in decent gear, and the rest of the players are 83 to 84. The packs you see here have one big ad and a couple of small ads. Just hurry up and kill the big ad as it spawns the smaller ads, and then kill off the medium ads. As you see, they give 6,000 XP apiece. This pack right here have 2 of the big ads, and it will be a great deal easier if you have a banish for one of them. Then they don't spawn as many ads, but they can easily be AoE tanked as well, as you see. They're no problem, but kill them off as quickly as you can before they spawn more ads. That is really all there is to it. We don't have had the great problems here. As you can see in the right side of the screen, we had a player falling off the ledge, and you'll actually get teleported back up again. This right here is the first boss. What he will do is that he'll make a lot of hurricanes around you. These hurricanes, they actually don't do too much. They do some damage if you stand too far away from them, so you group up in the middle. Once they gather around you, you'll see that in a moment, you run out, but do run out to the same side or you'll take a massive amount of damage as well. So stay in so it's easy to heal you. I'll come right in a second. There we go, and you want to run out. This way it'll be easier to heal you. We had one person forgetting to run out, and he will actually die in a moment. That is the cost of staying into DPS. Nope, actually he survived this time. That's good. This is one of the roleplay elements in the dungeon. You'll have to run up to these and press them like you would a mounted Argent tournament. And then they'll whirl you around and throw you up here. This is yet more trash. This instant has fairly a lot of it, and it's not too easy compared to other instances in the game, but it should be fine. Here you just have a little look on some of my UI. I'm adjusting it so I'm better at seeing the threat in the game. Let's have a look. We'll pull very shortly. There we go. Seems to be ready now. And there we go. These ads spawn hurricanes on top of your heads, and you don't want to stand underneath them as they do quite a lot of damage. But again, they can be AoE tanked, and you will have to nuke them down one at a time. These next ads you see there, I'm pulling 2 of them now, and they have a stacking poisonous debuff that will slow down your attack speed, and it will also slow down your movement speed. Since it's stacking, it's not affordable to have it purged off of you or any other kinds of dispelling on it, so just let it take out after you're done with them before you pull any other trash. This is a bigger trash mob. What it will do is that it will do the breath. Don't want to stand in it. See there, our Boomkin died because of it. What you want to do is to face it away from the group and then just kill it. It will on occasion spawn a healing zone on the ground. You want to pull it out a bit so it doesn't heal itself all the time. So there we go, resting the druid. These ads on the bridge will have to just knock on them once and they'll stop doing the damage and you can run past them. That's basically all there is to them. You can also kill them, but they have a lot of HP and it's simply not time affordable. So a couple of more ads of the poison guys. They'll, again, you see me turning green and they stack the debuff up. So finish them quickly, and probably if you don't have a very good group like we do, don't pull both packs at the same time. That will cause you problems, especially because your tank will have a harder and harder time to keep the aggro up. And you see us finishing them in a couple of seconds. There we go. I'm pulling the dragon now, and you see the green zone he's spawning. And right here is the effect of what's going to happen if you have the debuff on you. You will lose aggro because you have very, very slow attack speed. So I'm going to try to pick up the dragon again. There we go. And turning the breath away from the group, and we kill it. This right here is very, very bugged on the beta. Basically, if you run the wrong place, you will fall in the ground like we had a player do right there, and you'll be teleported back up, but it takes a couple of minutes, or 1 minute maybe, so don't do that, on the beta at least. We hope that will get fixed before we hit retail. We usually do Blizzard, they don't let very, very bugged stuff like that go out. And some more trash, there we go, almost done with it. And then we have the next boss. The next boss up here took us a couple of tries to find out why it actually functions as it does, because you can't see anything. What's happening? Basically, if you stand against the wind, you will have a debuff called Up Against the Wind. And if you stand with your back to the wind, you'll have faster attack speed, you'll have faster everything, and then you kill the boss very easily. What you want to do is that you want all the players standing with their backs up against the wind. Just see which way the wind comes from. It'll start in a few seconds. There we go. And then you want to have, yeah, like that. I have my back turned against the wind, so I have the buff, and it will shift in a couple of seconds. So you have, there we go. And I have the debuff now because I didn't stand in the right place. What you want to do is that you want to fan out but have everyone with their backs up against the wind. That's the best way to do this so they don't get hit by the breath. Bit more loot, and we have another roleplay element here with the vortexes that throws you away to the next place. It's very well done by Blizzard, very nice graphic effects, and a fun little element. These next packs, very easy on normal difficulty, a bit hard on heroic. What you want to do is that you want to gather them up, you want to CC as much as you can. They're humanoids, so they can be crowd controlled in any way you want to. Again, fear is the best possible crowd control in this expansion, as of now anyways. Another possibility would be to sheep them, hex them, whatever you want. Kill off the healers first, and you're golden. What you see right here is a little boost to running speed that will be on top of you to get you up the stairs or up the ramp. The next pack here is a bit bigger than the last, and it's inside the triangle shield. What happens when they're inside the shield is that they will be immune to damage and or reflecting all damage caused to them, so you want to wait and pull them once outside the triangle. Again, kill off the healers, crowd control as much as you can. You can see we have a Hexstad right there in the top of the screen, and we kill off the others. Again, they can be AoE tank, but you will want to crowd control as much as you can just to keep the DPS down and keep your healers from constantly having to drink. This is another fun little element in the instance. You want to kill off these ads as fast as possible. There isn't anything to it other than a bit of healing. Gather them up, kill them if you can. That is basically it. They do somewhat large amount of damage, but nothing to worry about. Your healer should be able to take care of it on normal mode. On heroic mode, you will have to be a bit more careful, and you want the tank to pull aggro on them. Again here, we're marking up a couple of ads, one for Hex and one for immediately death. That's the two healers. There, we're pulling them, hexing an ad, at least shortly, there we go. And killing off the healer as fast as we can. There he goes, and then we're continuing on the rest of the DPS. We're letting our druid have a bit of fun with one of the ads there, pushing it back, doing his best to keep it off him, and we have the other healer loose, killing him, there we go, and the pack is done. This pack starts inside the force field, so there's nothing much you can do about it actually, so you want to pull it out like I'm trying to do here. We see me trying to pull them out of the force field, doesn't go too successful though, but that is what you want to do. Have your DPS stand way back and just run out and they'll come after you. It is no big problem at all. All in all, this instance is giving you fairly good XP, and it's a fun little instance. It's nothing that I would run for a whole level though, through the leveling process, but you can do 1 or 2 runs just to mix it up with the quests. There is 2 quests inside the instance. You get the first right beside the door, and this second one later in the instance. Basically, they will give you 100 and 120k XP for the 2, and 2 blue items. 1 cast oriented item and 1 DPS oriented item. Again, as you just saw me do, you can bash them, you can silence them in any way that you find, especially the melee ways, and they'll go out of that zone. But casting on them will be out of the question, because they will reflect it once inside that triangle. The triangle will give more meaning here at the last boss after this trash pack. You'll actually have to use the triangle to not be one-shotted. Again, the mechanics in this expansion is very, very simple, and the more simple and more obvious they are, the bigger the chance are that they are going to kill you if you still want to stand in it. At some point I guess it can be outgeared, but at least for now, don't try it. Just do the obvious choice, move out of the fire, move into the safe zones, and so on. It'll help you a great deal later to practice it now. As said, this boss doesn't do a whole lot. He is just tank and spank fight basically, and once in a while he'll do an electrical triangle like you've seen 2 of now on the previous trash packs, and you want to stand inside of that or he will kill you. That is all there is to it. Do remember, however, that once you are inside of the triangle like we are now, he will pop on top of you, and if you keep shooting at him, he will grab aggro from your range, because they are all of a sudden in melee range and will no longer have the 130% to pull aggro, but a 100% to pull aggro. So there we go, and looking at this very, very weird piece of loot, a Death Knight relic with intellect on. That is it for now. Ykoa out. Stay tuned for the next episode of Normal Mode Dungeons. Thank you for watching.